Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to the top 10 video games you need to have played at least once. Now, I've been a gamer all my life, pretty much, and I thought it'd be interesting to see what games actually make this list, and see how many of them I've actually played. And if I haven't played them, maybe I should play them. I thought it'd be interesting to find out, and it could be the same for many of you. You may have played some of these games, you may not. So we might be able to find a game that you might think, oh, I have to play that at least once because it's been put on this list. So I thought we could find it all out together. So let's not waste any time. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do. Let's get into the reaction.
Number 10, BioShock.
Bryce, is somebody there?
From the moment we descended into the watery depths and came across Rapture for the first time, we knew we had something special. With what we believe to be one of the finest FPS campaigns ever crafted, we were forced into the middle of a city at war. Around every corner were drug-crazed citizens, political machinations, and philosophical quandaries that kept us diving deeper. Rapture's lore and characters fascinated us, but the gameplay of BioShock was also highly gratifying. At first, we felt like a lamb led to slaughter, but with upgradable weapons and a plethora of superpower and granting plasmids to unlock, we became a god among men. Utterly thrilling in every sense, BioShock is a masterpiece in tension and world building.
See, Bioshock is one of those games. I played it when not long after it first came out. I did buy it and I played it. But I just couldn't get into it. I just really couldn't get into it. So I sold it to my brother. You know, I just couldn't get into it. I just really struggled with it, and I wanted to offload it, and I offered it to my brother, and he took it. So yeah, it's one of those games that I have played. Do I think you need to play it at least once? Not for me personally, it just didn't hit with me. But you guys might have really enjoyed it, so I'm not gonna slander the game. It just didn't work out well for me. I just did not enjoy that game at all. So yeah, that's an interesting one to start with. The fact that it was one I've played, but I disagree with the fact that it's one you need to play at least once. But you guys, like I said, might really enjoy it. So if you did, let me know. I'll be interested to know how many people actually did enjoy this game. Obviously, it's made this list, so I imagine quite a lot of people did. But for me, it didn't work.
Number 9, Portal 2.
And it's not out of the question that you might have a very minor case of serious brain damage.
If you're looking for a game to flex your puzzle-solving muscles while experiencing a creative and often hilarious narrative, you should look no further than Portal 2. Both the single-player and multiplayer campaigns built on the incredible foundation of the first game, expanding in delightful ways. The new voice cast additions of J.K. Simmons and Stephen Merchant, as well as the return of Ellen McLean and GLaDOS, made the story fly off the screen. While playing alone, you'll uncover more dark history of Aperture. While playing with a friend, you'll find some of the best camaraderie-building brain teasers ever seen in video games. Simply put, there's no going wrong with Portal 2.
It sounds quite good. I've never played it. The way they've just described it, especially the co-op aspect, sounds quite good. I'd quite like to do the co-op with somebody. But yeah, it's not one I've ever heard of. Never mind played. I've never even heard of Portal or Portal 2. It's just not a game that has ever come to my attention until now. So maybe I could play the co-op with someone sometime. Because it's the co-op really that, from the way they've just described it in this video, it's the co-op that jumps out at me. So maybe I could play the co-op. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what's next.
Number 8, Doom. The FPS genre owes an awful lot to Doom. While Wolfenstein 3D may have come first, it's the Slayer's first outing that's the more influential. Never before had we felt so powerful and vicious within a video game, and there are few games in existence that have managed to top that feeling since. Genius in its simplicity, we could spend hours running around blasting through demonic hordes with extreme prejudice. How id Software managed to pack so much awesome into its gameplay and soundtrack still confounds us. There's a reason Doom has been ported to every platform under the sun, as well as a ton of non-gaming devices by passionate fans. because it's something everyone should experience. Number 7.
So Doom, I played that on Nintendo 64 when I was a kid. I wasn't very good at it at the time, and then I've never really gone back to it since on any other platform. But it is a game I've played at least once. I'm just not a massive fan of first-person shooters. So first-person shooters just they don't appeal to me. So for that reason, I haven't gone back to it. But I have played it. I have played it when I was a kid. But like I said, I wasn't very good at it. And that's not the reason I don't play first-person shooters. I struggle to enjoy them. I like to see everything that's going on in the surrounding area while I'm playing a game. So for me, third-person games are my preference. I will dip in to a first-person shooter every now and again, but I just don't tend to stick with them for very long. So yeah, Doom is one that I have played. Like I said, I wasn't very good at it at the time, but I have played it, and I just, because it's first person, that's the only reason I'm going to say I didn't enjoy it. I've got no other criticism. I just didn't enjoy it because it was first person. But seeing that took me back. Seeing those graphics took me back to when I did play it on the Nintendo 64. So yeah, it was that's a good one to have on the list because it's quite a nostalgic game as well for a lot of people. So yeah, Doom, I would agree. You probably have to play it at least once. And now, as we can see on the screen, we've got The Last of Us. Absolutely played this. So let's see what they've got to say about The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
There is something bad going on. We have got to get out of here. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
Part 2 may have divided the fan base, but there's no denying how exceptional the first game is. Although the premise of a post-apocalyptic world ravaged by a virus seems done to death, Naughty Dog proved it had an entirely new direction to take it in. The tale of Joel and Ellie, two deep characters forced into companionship, is one that will forever be celebrated in the annals of video game history. Thought-provoking and heartbreaking, The Last of Us expertly navigates complex themes and characterization, though the wonderful performances of Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker in the lead roles deserve just as much praise as the writing. On top of being a masterclass in storytelling, it's also frequently terrifying.
What if, Joel? I mean, we've come this far. Let's just finish it.
Do I need to remind you what is out there?
Number 6. Pokemon Gold and Silver.
Before we get into number 6, just want to say I love The Last of Us. It took me a long time to get around to playing number 2. A lot of people, as they say here, have mixed feelings about number 2 and the direction it goes in. I quite liked it. I quite like number 2. But for me, number 1 is the one that obviously introduced me to the game series because I never play games out of order. Some people do. Some people play games out of order. For me, I have to play them in the order they come out. If somebody says, oh, you need to try this game, and it's, say, the 5th or 6th game in the franchise, I'm like, well, I will, but I've got to go all the way back to the beginning first. I'm the same with movies. Movies and video games, I have to start from the beginning. Some people don't mind jumping in sporadically throughout the series, but I very much have to go back to the start. The Last of Us, though, I got that when that first came out, and I loved it. Last of Us 2, I wanted it for a while. I just financially wasn't in the right place to be buying all the games that I wanted at the time, so that was one of the ones, unfortunately, I had to take a backseat. When I could afford it, though, I went and got it, played it, enjoyed it very much. Some unexpected twists and turns in there, because even though I got it much later than everybody else, I managed to avoid spoilers. And that's one thing I'm very good at, is avoiding spoilers. Obviously, doing this channel, I'm opening myself up to a whole new realm of possibilities of spoilers. So I ask you very nicely, never spoil anything for me if you watch all of my videos. We've got anything that could have a spoiler involved, just please don't spoil anything. By all means, tell me what your thoughts are, but just no spoilers on anything. Because I hate being spoiled for anything, whether it's a game, a movie, TV show, no matter what it is. I just hate spoilers. So I ask you very nicely, please never spoil anything for me. But yeah, I love The Last of Us. It's a great game. Should it be as low as number 7 on this list? That's my question. I don't think so. I think it should potentially be a bit higher. But yeah, absolutely, The Last of Us. You've got to play it. You've got to play it because it's just so good. And I love both number 1 and number 2. Number 2 more so for the twists and turns that I just didn't see coming. Number 1 just for the adventure. You know, I loved the adventure and seeing the growth of Joel and Ellie. So and then obviously they brought a TV show out about it. But this is about the video game, and I love it. I do. I love it. And let's go into number 6, which is Pokemon Gold and Silver. Now, before we jump into this, I just want to say I am a first generation Pokemon fan. I lost interest when they tried to bring more Pokemon in outside of the original 150. For me, it's the originals that really sold it for me, and because they tried to grow it and make it bigger and bring more Pokemon in, I just lost interest. So for me, it's all about red, blue, and yellow. I'm not a fan of any of the others because I just prefer my original series Pokemon, first generation, you know. And yeah, that's all I've really got to say. For me, it's red, blue, and yellow. But I'm sure a lot of you love Gold and Silver and all the other ones that followed. But absolutely for me, first generation. And then when they brought Pokemon out on the Nintendo Switch, obviously I started off with that as well. Because again, it was first generation. But moving on from that, I just don't have any interest because it is purely all about first gen Pokemon.
Arguably, gamers should play at least one entry in this long-running RPG series, but for us, the peak of greatness came in Generation 2. Gold and Silver included the main drawing points of the original games, cute, powerful monsters to battle with. However, it made several small changes to enhance the experience. Adding 100 new Pokemon, and great ones at that, felt incredibly exciting. New gameplay features could give you the edge in battle, with new attacks and types, and your party's ability to carry items. Others were just fun inclusions, like the ability to breed Pokemon. Gold and Silver are near perfect examples on how to build a sequel and expand your fan base. You can't go wrong with the DS remakes either. Number 5, Minecraft. Minecraft is such a massively popular game that chances are you've already played it at least once anyway. But if you haven't, we'd be okay if you want to pause this video to rectify that. For more than a decade now, players have been getting sucked into the creative possibilities of these blocky worlds. Although its presentation is simple, that doesn't matter when you're building, crafting, exploring, and vanquishing surprisingly tough foes when you explore too deep. Seeing what players have been able to build, whether they be impressive recreations or monuments to their own imagination, has astounded us. Thankfully, Minecraft still receives constant updates to keep the player base happy, and the inventiveness flowing. Number 4.
What I'll say about the Minecraft game is it's just never appealed to me at all. Maybe with the first time I ever came across it and saw what the graphics look like, that maybe put me off right from the get-go. I'm not a fan. I've never played it, so I can't judge it too harshly. Maybe if I play it, I'll enjoy it a lot more. But at the moment, I'm just going to say I don't like it because my initial reaction to it, my instinctive reaction when I first heard it was a thing and looked at the graphics, it just put me off. I know a lot of people that are actually playing it currently. More people that I know or speak to or whatever it might be, they've started playing it recently, some of them. But yeah, for me, it just I don't know. It's just something about it doesn't jump off the page at me. So it's not a game I'm going to be playing, I don't think. That might change. But up to now, I've just never had any interest. I've seen people play it on streams, just out of curiosity more than anything, and it just looks like the same thing all the time, and it doesn't appeal to me. But if maybe one of you guys, if you really love Minecraft, maybe you could give me a convincing argument to maybe make me play it. But yeah, for me at this stage, at the time of recording this, it's not a game that really jumps out at me. So it's not a game I'm probably going to play ever, and I don't think it's one of those games you need to play once. Let's have a look at The Witcher. Another one that I haven't played, so let's take a look.
Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. There are a plethora of must-play open-world fantasy RPGs, including the groundbreaking Skyrim. However, the open fantasy world we keep returning to time and time again is that of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Although he'd starred in 2 previous games, it was here that we became enraptured with Geralt of Rivia through his profound relationships with Ciri, Vesemir, and Yennefer. The political strife of the continent compelled us, instilling a desire to play a part no matter how dastardly the other characters were. The fantastical beasts were at times imposing, and at others downright disgusting, but we loved using Geralt's variety of spells to take them down regardless.
Believe me, these folks need all of it.
Number 3, Super Mario Bros. 3.
Yeah, so like I say, I've never played The Witcher. Maybe it's one I should maybe look at trying. They say I need to play it at least once. I've never been opposed to playing The Witcher. It's just never necessarily come up on my radar as one that I feel like, oh, I absolutely, undoubtedly have to play this game. So that's an interesting one. I'm open to trying it. I am. Like I say, it's just not one that's ever really come up on my radar that heavily. I know a lot of people that have played it. It's just not necessarily jumped off the shelf to me. So I would be open to playing it. It's just, like I say, it's just something I haven't played as yet. So I've no reason to dispute that it should be on this list. And yeah, maybe one day I will give it a try. But as I say, I have to start from the beginning of a franchise. So I wouldn't be able to jump in at Witcher 3. I'd have to go back to the beginning and work my way up to it. But you know, I would be open to giving it a try. I would. And Super Mario Brothers. If you haven't played a Mario game, then you're not a true gamer, really. Mario just stems back to right to the beginning. You know, it says on the screen here, Super Mario Bros. 3, 1990. I wasn't even born yet, and I still played Mario games. Mario games, just yeah, it's one of those, I suppose, for people more my age that have played them rather than the younger generation. But yeah, it's great fun, and I haven't played Mario for the longest time, but when I did play it when I was a kid, I loved it. I did.
To be completely honest, every player should play any Mario game at least once. But given our one per franchise rule, we have to go with this NES classic. With the rulers of various kingdoms transformed into animals, Mario and Luigi set out to make things right. Super Mario Bros. 3 is such a flawless platformer and a monumental step above what came before it in terms of game design. It began the trend of different themed worlds, scaling beautifully in difficulty, and included exciting new power-ups like the Tanuki Leaf and the Hammer Suit. Despite its age, it's just as fun to play today as it was on release, and every Nintendo fan owes it to themselves to seek it out. Number 2, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Oh, let's not hit the microphone. That'd be a good start. Grand Theft Auto, I swear, if anyone hasn't played anything in the Grand Theft Auto series, then they just need to give their console away to someone who will. Grand Theft Auto is phenomenal. I remember playing GTA 1. You know, I have played every game in the GTA series. My issue at the moment, though, with GTA, and specifically aimed at Rockstar, right at the time of recording this, we want GTA 6. Stop trying to sell stuff to people on GTA 5 online. Seriously, we've had GTA 5 for 3 generations now. 3 consoles. I bought it on the PS3. I bought it on the PS4. I refuse to touch it on the PS5. I do. I'll play the PS4 version on the PS5, but I refuse to touch the PS5 version because it's been done. We've had it for 3 consoles. We don't need it anymore. It's done. It's finished. Please just give us GTA 6. We want a new story. We want a new experience. You know, all these ideas you have, put them into something more productive with GTA 6. That's all we ask for. And I'm sure a lot of you would agree with that. And for those of you that are still buying the stuff up on GTA 5 that they keep releasing, please stop. Please stop, because all you're doing is giving them a reason to not give us GTA 6. And I'm sure a lot of you will agree that we just want GTA 6 at this point, because GTA 5 has been done to death. I've lived in about 5 houses, I think, in the time since GTA 5 originally came out on the PS3. I just no, just no more. Please, no more. It's just it's too much. It's too much. So please, GTA 6, we want it. But I will say you have to play Grand Theft Auto. They're highlighting San Andreas here with good reason. It was a phenomenal game, but you just have to play the whole series. You know, it's phenomenal. It is. It's a great game, and you appreciate the later installments of the game if you play the first few. GTA, GTA 2, GTA London, them 3 really got me into the franchise, and that was Skyview. You know, for a game to have that impact and then to evolve the way it has, phenomenal. Should it be number 2? No, I think it should probably be number 1. At the moment, until we see what number 1 is, I'm not going to say for sure, but right now I'd say GTA number 1, absolutely. And if you haven't played it, you've got to go and play it now, or just give away your console, seriously, because yeah, it's phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal, and you've just got to play the whole series from start to finish. You do, because it's too good, too good. But Rockstar, GTA 6, please, I'm begging you. That's what we all want. We don't want any extras for GTA 5 Online. We just want GTA 6. Please.
Down on your stomach. There you go.
Like Mario, multiple entries in Rockstar's Grand Theft Auto series could appear here, but thanks to the engaging world, the amazing soundtrack, and the terrific characterization of its protagonist, San Andreas is a tough one to top. Upon returning home following his mother's murder, CJ is brought back into his old lifestyle and must contend with corrupt police officers and warring gangs. Rockstar took the real-life events of early 90s Los Angeles and melded them into its own narrative. It paid homage to the time period while giving us the tools to run rampant, causing mayhem, a staple of the franchise. Though it may not look it, San Andreas is still fun to play today. It's just a shame the remaster didn't do it justice. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable.
Before we go into the honorable mentions, I just want to say a line that you will all appreciate if you've played San Andreas, and it's a line that stuck with me forever, and it comes from Big Smoke. All you had to do was follow the damn train, CJ. You know, that line, as simple as it is the one line that just sticks with most people, because that was the most annoying mission in the game, and that was the one phrase you would hear the most when playing through. You know, you would just hear Smoke say every time, all you had to do was follow the damn train, CJ. If there was a line you heard more than that, I'd be interested to know. But for me, and for a lot of people that I know, the one line that haunted you when playing that game was, all you had to do was follow the damn train, CJ. So, yeah, I love GTA, I do. GTA 6, now, Rockstar, listen, get it out there, people, make them do it.
Mentions: Batman Arkham Asylum, Half-Life 2,
Wake up and smell the ashes.
Undertale, Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about
Very quickly before we go into number 1, I'd be interested if you guys have played any of them honorable mentions. I haven't.
our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time is one of the most important games ever released, so of course every gamer should experience it. Its influence on the action-adventure genre can still be seen today, yet itself still plays tremendously well. Everything from its music to its lore, from its characters to its puzzles, enchanted us then, and remarkably they still do. Set up as a simple good versus evil story in a fantasy world, it subtly explores the loss of childhood and innocence, as well as the sacrifice that comes from answering a higher calling. Its levels and characters, whether big or small, remain some of the most iconic in the medium. If you've never played it, you're missing out on something truly extraordinary.
And there you have it, the top 10 video games you need to play at least once. Yeah, for me, Grand Theft Auto is number one. Absolutely got to be number one. And as I kept saying, GTA 6, please, we want it, Rockstar, just listen to us. We want 6, we don't want any of this crap that you keep pouring in to 5. We just want a new game. The people that are still buying it have to stop. They have to stop, because all you're doing is giving Rockstar less of a reason to give us a new game. And that's all we want, is a new game. So, yeah. There were some interesting games in there. Some that I have played, some that I haven't played. Some I might go and try out. So, yeah, it's quite an interesting video. I'm curious to see which ones you guys have played. If you've played all of them, if you've played none of them. You know, let me know. And let me know if there is any games that I said that I haven't played that maybe I should check out. And give me a reason as well. You know, I'd be interested to hear your point of view. So that's going to do it for this reaction. So if you're new to the channel, you know what to do. If you have anything you want me to react to on the channel, just let me know and I will react to it. And I'll see you next time.